Hi. Sorry, I
Sorry,
lost you there.
you
Yeah,
were quite blank. In fact, I texted also on the chat that if I'm able to,
yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
audible or not. So,
Yeah, you were not, and I think both of it was an Instagram because we both lost each other. We tried to see.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but
But my
yeah. So
network
you
is
were,
quite fine right now, so it is
yeah,
showing
yeah,
full signal. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
I think it's interesting how you've spoken about defining your own trends with stone when it comes to art and design, and I think that's a very interesting take actually. So you work in India and outside, right? You
yeah.
obviously get to see a lot of, I mean, you get a lot of exposure when it comes to clients, the sort of work that is being done. What do you see as differences, in terms of whether it's flooring, facades? How do you see that there is a difference in terms of how clients approach stone and the use of stone?
So I think there are two ways to deal with this question. One is definitely I have seen some of the phenomenal examples in abroad where the detailing is really, really important in terms of cladding the stone. Nowhere in the world I've seen a
Yeah.
cladding of a stone which is as thin as 18 or 17 I've always seen a very interesting dry cladding system or dry facades where stones are being fixed really, really like you see the all the structures in Europe, they are thriving for many years, those historical monuments. Why? Because technically the stone has so definitely detailing is one thing where there's no compromise of detailing. And since we are available with a lot of work, basically artisans and workers who are basically surface installers, and it is relatively very economical in India. It's very reasonable to do the application of stone. I think that also is a major factor in its usage. Uh, in let's say for example in Dubai or let's say even in London, the use of stone is quite minimal or maybe it is appropriate. Why? Because people respect it. They can't clad everything with stone because first of all because of the resources, which I feel is a blessing in disguise. Because if you're getting limited resources and then you do best out of a product, and that's how I have learned to basically minimize or maybe use my material adequately. I don't want the overpowering element of a one single material in my space, because as I said that I want a blend of lot of elements and I don't want any one single element to overpower the whole thing. So of course, seeing that, one thing I've learned is a respect for detail. Every joint to joineries to like facade cladding systems, stone is being used like an asset. But that's how even we have to respect, like, because in our country I've seen most of the times during the application of the stone itself it is ruined, and then later we are doing a lot of touch ups and a lot of chemical coatings and stuff to eradicate those glitches that we get, those visible aberrations in the whole surface. But I feel that we should definitely be able to detail the stone well. In detailing is that most important from its fixing point of view to its aesthetic point of view, especially when you see the edges, joineries, moldings. There are so many things that you do with the stone, and also sustainability aspect of it. Because I feel that if you're doing a facade, it is going to survive, and stone being um, little bit higher in terms of cost. So it should sustain on a facade for at least 15 to 20 years. And for that, we need to definitely, otherwise don't use it. Like the simple answer to it is like, don't use it. Instead, use it in a limited proportion if you cannot afford that level of detailing, which is
Yeah.
that is what I have learned from my practice in countries like UAE, or like I have a practice in Dubai, or we are now starting one of our projects. So I have seen that there are standards that are like basically those standards are inevitable for the sustainability point of view, and as well as they are mandatory in those countries that you have to use it. In the At the end of the day, the facade, when you clad the whole facade with stone, if you don't do it properly, you'll bang someone's head or an expensive car. So it is very important. The detailing is very, very important, and it needs to be respected.
Right.
and
That's
and also
pretty neat.
the products are, let me say, like even I even if you see a lot of museums in Paris or galleries in Paris, there are a lot of products and curiosities. A lot of products there. There's a very intelligent way of using stone, and that's how I've learned that stone is a very versatile product. It is not only for a surface. It is for it is for the basic thing is that it is such a it is adaptive to so many forms, shapes, function, that it can be used into varied applications. So yeah, that's what I've learned from all my travel and exposure.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, because I think this is a very good note to actually end the conversation on. With that, we just need to be more responsible about, how we use stone. And
Yes.
my last question to you would be, actually, you did Decode, right? And that sort of defined the new normal of virtual events being held. And it was came together with the theme of Maharaj. How was your experience as a curator, defining these
Yeah.
new dialogues in design? How was your experience?
Yeah, like it was madness. It was like a mad 4 months, like I must say almost like 5, 6 months of curation. And so basically, we never intend to do a virtual event. It all started last December when Times of India approached me, Ronita Italia approached me and asked me to do an event and in Jaipur. And not even in Jaipur, but in fact in Mumbai. But I said that I would want you to do something in Jaipur. It's such a beautiful canvas, and
I
I
remember you
already had
mentioned
this.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I already had this idea in my mind to do something like that. Now, when everything was closed on closure, we were like about to start, the inception of the whole thing in physical, and then lockdown started. So translating the whole thing onto a virtual platform was one thing, and then orchestrating the 100 designers on one platform for one thing, and then asking 30, 40 brands to be on board was one. So it was like a whole corporate in me got out, and my whole this thing. But I remember in one of my dinners with Niyati and Ramesh in December last, or no, in February this year. We met for a dinner, and I discussed that I'm doing this show, and they said that you have full support for this, and I'm really thankful that with just a call away, Mr. Ramesh Bhandari agreed to be part of it and partnered with us, and we have got such fabulous installations, all 65 installations, so unique. And I always wanted to respect our culture and our context as we also discuss this. So I thought, like, let's ask all the designers of all sort. So some are craft oriented, landscape
Yeah.
designers, some are very modern designers, to just go back into our history. And we have learned a lot about luxury from our royals, and even in our culture also, like even our events, our marriages are inspired from those royal weddings. So everything has come, those traditions, that whole thing has come from the royals. So why not research them and do the modern narration of what a modern age Maharaja would be. So everyone did such unique thing, and each time, more than the design, let me tell you, more than the design, it was the story. Everyone had their own stories, which was something like I was basically discussing with every single designer, and it was phenomenal. The kind of inception to like concept to the final outcome of the design, and also that too in on a virtual format where everything is visualized and it is all dependent upon the software. And you know, software and technology has certain limitation in rendering certain detail, and designers have intelligently adapted to that as well. Few were uncomfortable, but they adapted it because everyone we needed this kind of a show, a platform for Indian designers, where the visibility of Indian designers for the international audience is needed, and that's how the whole concept. That I'm going to take. Hello, hi Tanya, can you hear me? Sorry, can't hear you. Wait, again I'll join.
Hi, sorry, we were in the last leg of our session with Shantanu. I'm just waiting for Shantanu to log back in. Bear with us. We have one very interesting question for Shantanu, and then we'll close the session for today. Yeah, there he is. Hi.
Sorry,
Terrible, terrible today. That's
we were
fine.
talking about technology, so you
Yeah,
can now now you can see that how we successfully did the whole show.
I can imagine. Yes.
And
No, no, hats off
these
to
were the
you.
all day nightmares basically.
Yeah. Hats off to you for
Yeah.
having for
Like
running.
almost 100 200 of these Zoom meetings with designers and brands and what they are doing, the presentations, and
Yeah, yeah,
technical teams having their own issues. So
yeah.
but
No, but you guys,
that was fabulous. But I must say that was
yeah,
uh,
it
this
was.
is
Yeah.
this was basically it's now a memory for me that I'm going to cherish forever. Like during the course of pandemic, like something like that, we were being able to do, and brands like A Class Marble were quite supportive, and in fact it's not only being supportive. Basically no one could judge that what is it is going to be. Even I didn't know what is the whole final aftermath of the whole process will where it'll lead to. But finally, because the intent was pure, everyone was supportive and loved the idea and trusted in me, and trusted in the whole design community of the country, and that was a fabulous experience.
Yeah, and I think it was a really successful show. It defined virtual events in India. I think you've changed
Yeah.
the benchmark of what a successful event is. So thank you. Last words from Shantanu. We are following the hashtag Let's Talk Design, which is the series that we're running. What would your take on the use of stone be for Let's Talk Design?
Use of stone bee. Oh, okay. I'm sorry I missed that question. So maybe I'll think about it right away. So with multiple questions, I feel that I've always answered that the judicious use of the stone. So I feel stone should be used not to me, like I'm going to focus stone should not be used just for a surface. It should be used for it should be used for something like how you cherish your couch. So now I need to figure it out that how I can derive certain installation or elements in my spaces that I can cherish, like how I cherish my watch, how I cherish my jewelry, how I cherish my car. So likewise, I want to work on this idea of doing certain lifestyle elements out of stone, and that includes definitely lighting, furniture, and also art installations, doing like a large size murals, and doing some interesting detailing. So I am also I'm sharing this thing on this platform that I have recently done a carpet collection, and so it's called concoction. So those are my graphical narratives. So now I'm coming up with those similar graphical narratives and its application in stone surfaces as well. So I'm doing those graphical application, those designs on my multiple elements like my coffee tables, and there is an element. So I like to marry the materials. So like stone is combined with leather boisery, stone is combined with metal, and stone is basically also inlaid with wood. There's so many things that I'm doing with the stone, but they are all focused on a particular installation or a product. So I'm doing like a marble chandelier. So I'm doing like some sort of like if I say an architectural application, I always focus on creating a free proportion, like a free wall or a planes in my in my spaces or in my facade, so that I can intelligently clad some of those in a right material like stone. So definitely so these are the things, but I'm more focused on product right now. So I'm figuring it out that what all I can do with stone, and showcase it as an asset, like. And this is what I've learned from most of the jewelry brands, that how they treat stone, I want to treat the stone the same way.
Thank you, Shantanu. Those were very, very nice words for Let's Talk Design. I'm also taking back the use stone responsibly from this session personally, because I think thank you for sort of reminding us
But I
that we
don't
have
know
to.
how happy my friends like Nyati and Ramesh, as I said, that judicious use,
No, but
it might not work for them. But I
at
feel that
us, no, at A-Class, the intention is to be responsible, of course. In fact,
yes,
this year, as a part of the 50-year celebration of A-Class being in the industry,
yeah,
that's why this whole initiative of Let's Talk Design was started. As a thank you gesture, A-Class is going to plant a tree on your behalf, and they'll be sending you a
great. So
certificate
that's
as
a
well.
lovely
Yeah, so
contribution.
their responsible luxury is something that A-Class believes in completely. So thank you for being in sync with that ethos. It was a pleasure speaking to you, Shantanu, and look
Same
forward to
here,
catching
same
up
here.
with you again.
Lovely chatting up, and
Thank you.
thank you so much for having me on this live. And I'm really happy that I'm part of this glorious 50 years, and it's almost like a decade since I know A-Class, and I've been working with them, and they're like family to me, and they're a call away from me, and in all my um, not only about the work, but also in all my thick and thins, they are just a call away from me. So I feel that bond with the with this brand, and I'm really happy that my work makes such relationships. And I wish we do a lot of things, a lot of wonderful narratives with A-Class in future. And I'm really looking forward that A-Class should definitely take this mission to respect the stone more than its usage, or maybe like irrespective of its affordability criteria. It should be always have its due respect, be it a 300 rupees a square feet or a 7,000 rupees a square feet. Respect should always be the same.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Shantanu. I look forward to
Thank you
seeing
so
you.
much, Tanya.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
see you guys very soon. Bye.
See you soon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. See you. Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye.